Hello and welcome everybody. We have the Global Lab patch notes for January 23rd, 2026. Let's get into it. We have some guild production improvements. This is part of a big guild overhaul. So overall, the following guild items will no longer be obtained through processing, and have different acquisition sources. So overall, the customs permit, parchment, seal, these used to be crafted. Now you just buy them. Well, you buy the parchment and a seal separately. That is still the same thing, but now you just purchase these from the guild shop. You have some exchanges for the battle and life steal exchanges instead of actually crafting them. I am kind of curious where the knowledge is going to go, or if the knowledge still exists currently. And we have also the weekly quest or purchasing for the plywood for the guild galley. There's going to be a bunch more stuff like that. We also have some stuff that used to be crafted for the elephant being now purchasable from the guild mount manager. This goes across the board. Then we have some extra stuff like the ink, wax, sea-infused statue, cloud-infused wood, sand-soaked ingot. All of these are actually going to become unobtainable, so they will no longer be needed. Same thing for the ballista arrows that get mentioned here for just being purchasable instead of crafted. This might affect the market a little bit. I know that stones were used quite a bit, or the lumber, so that might become less stressed. Going into that, the amount of seals obtained as a reward from completing guild missions has also been changed. So before it was up to 40 per day on extra large, or I think this is actually per quest, and then now it's going to be 80. Let's actually quickly check. I mean, large gives 3. Okay, never mind. That is per day possible. But then again, this goes with something else, which we'll see in a bit. It's also been changed so that rare guild house crafting materials can be exchanged for the new moon life seals at the guild manager NPC. You can find the location on the NPC through the search function as usual. So overall, they just show all the NPCs. They've also added the ability to exchange, well, actually double and reduce the quantity. So it used to be, for example, 2 for a sticky glue. Now it's 1. Same thing for the rustic decoration. The ingots used to be 5. Now it's nothing, which I'm going to be kind of curious about. Then we have the other elephant materials. The Cadry's Forbidden Book is 2 pieces. New Moon Magic Neutralizer, Tough Silk, Vanadium Chains. The titanium, I think these were, God, what were they called? Rivets, also available for 1, beast skins for 1. So overall, this is all getting added to the seal information as well. The store items for the guild management and supplies have also been changed, so the parchment and seal items can now be purchased in each town. Some items and equipment previously sold by the guild management NPC have been changed to be sold by the military supplies management. So this includes the lynch cannon assembly set, practice shells, the monster cannon assembly set, and the guild monster shells, or the monster banes, the equipment as well, and the weak echo equipment. So you do need to check which NPC sells it on Okila. This might be shifting. We also see the maintained existing sales, some added items, which includes the parchment and seals. And then they've also deleted a bunch of items from the guild management NPC, and they have been added down here into the military supply NPC instead. So these are all being deleted, which includes Fighting Spirit, Divine Potions, and effectively going into the other one. So the one that currently sells the traps, and here we see them added. And here they deleted items such as the Pledge of Blood. 1 second. Ooh, gonna have to edit that. For example, the pledges have been removed from them. Also, the probably most contentious one, the strengthening of guild mount equipment, will be deleted. This is actually a absolutely massive change. So with this update, the existing maximum level 10 equipment effect will be applied to level 0. If you already have guild mount equipment at a high level of enhancement, they will refund guild funds according to each enhancement level. To be honest, this is a bit rough considering that the amount of stacks and memory fragments that some people invest in this, and it's just going poof. I am kind of curious of how much refund we're actually going to get back. It's it's not being very clear by how much they will be paying. So here it just says they will effectively delete any enhancement level of 1 to 10 and it will be returned as a 0. In the case of the combat steel faceplate and steel armor, silk battle, a saddle for battle, and these stirrups, these will all be deleted. That is a big hit for some guilds. A little bit sad, but I mean, hey, it can always happen. Also, the materials required to craft the Guildman component, the Source of Wind, which is the cannon reload, has also been changed from 1 wind crystal and 2 sticky glues down to and 2 sea monster items to just be the wind crystal and sticky glue, but you can also just buy the finished item. Then they also improved the Guild Galley acquisition method. This is probably to ease the barrier of entry for Blue Battlefield. So here we can see you used to purchase it from Filiberto with an intimacy or amity of 1000 or higher. Now they've removed the amity condition, and it is now also available at every Guild Wharf Management NPC shop in any village. Overall, they're reworking the entire thing, so the customs permit effectively is bought and mass processed again, and all the other stuff is also bought. You could also still get the one from the quest for the Guildmaster exclusive mission. The crafting recipe for blue gear has also been changed in the guild house, so it does seem to still require the guild house down the road, but here we can see the Galley Eagle, the blue armor, Sophia Cannon, and Cloud Windsail. It used to be a bit more, now it's being effectively halved, and also some items removed, like the CMQ statue that we saw. Overall, full overhaul of the recipes. Then we have some general improved Guild Galley changes. So the following items have been added to the Guild Wharf NPC shop sales list, which includes supply woods and such. Modified Galley parts modification permit, which includes the upgrade permit that was required. You used to need a +10 green gear, and now you just purchase it. The ingots and plywood and such is just bought or from the quests. Then we also see here the modified permit. You used to, like I said, mention you need a +10 improved Galley, Dragon Brow, or Eagle Brow. Now it's just going to be purchased for 5 billion silver each. So you are looking at 20 billion total guild funds to buy this, but that is doable. The crafting materials for some blue grade equipment has also been changed. So here again, we have the modification permit, the ingots being still the same, then the Lavinia special alloy ingot being introduced instead of the sea-infused statue and sticky glue. Oh no, sticky glue staying. Improved wind cloud, again, some changes here, just shifting some stuff around. And for the prow and cannons, there is no change really. It is effectively just bought items and the modification permit. There's also changes to the crafting recipe for the elephant equipment. So overall, we can see a reduction in the vanadium chains, the titanium rivets, the tough silk, and beast skin. So overall, that is getting lowered. Otherwise, all the items are just bought. As the crafting materials for some guild items have changed or been reduced, items that were being crafted through the guild house have been returned and transferred to the guild warehouse. There is a note that if the number of items that can be stored in the guild warehouse exceeds the limit, you can check the items that have been granted by taking out items that are being stored. Due to the guild-related changes, item descriptions have been changed across the board. Then we have the guild skills being revamped completely. There's actually also a pretty big change. So overall, it's been subdivided for a while. Some skills required acquisition of prior skills. This made it more cumbersome. Accordingly, the skills have been integrated and their acquisition prerequisites have been removed to increase visibility. Additionally, they've improved the effectiveness of skills by lowering the required points while improving the effectiveness of the skill. Also, that the pledges of blood required to use guild skills have been removed, allowing you to use the skills without any additional conditions. That is a pretty big change. So for example, we also have Lord's Cry being removed and integrated into the Thrill of Battle. As before, the maximum health increase effect of the Thrill of Battle disappears upon death. Here we have the Thrill of Battle also being changed from 1000 HP to 2000. Then we also have the effects and duration of skills like the Hand of Master, Fortuna's Protection, Realm of Nothingness have been increased, and the required points reduced. The sub-skills have been completely removed. The skills The Gatherer, I think trading and fishing buffs have been removed, and the amount of life experience gained from the Hand of Masters has been increased. Also, the skills Burning Academic Passion 1 to 3 have been combined into the Fortuna's Protection. So overall, we're looking at quite a few changes. So here we have the old life skill buff, plus 40 for 2 hours. Now it will be plus 50, plus, I think that is also 50 mastery being added. That is a bit of a weird translation, but 3 hours. We also have the Combat XP buff, effectively getting the Combat XP, Skill XP, and Stamina Recovery amount being added. And Fortuna's Protection is going to get, instead of just the 10% drop rate, you get 20% drop rate, 15% knowledge gain, and higher knowledge gain chance of 2%. And again, for 3 hours, that is quite a change from the 2 to 3. Some passive skills have also been combined. Overall, this should not affect anybody if you already have level 5. The HP remains at plus 20, AP at plus 5, maximum health HP at plus 100, damage reduction plus 5, max evasion plus 20, the gathering potential plus 3, fishing plus 3, the trade protection 50% remaining at 50%, and also the commander's gesture, the all hit points plus 20, is also remaining at plus 20. The point requirements for the Gift of Nature, Master of the Ocean, and Overwhelming Power have also been reduced. These are mostly just required to actually make the guild gear. The stages of the Generous Mind skill have also been integrated, and required points have been reduced. So the number of slots that you get, this is more for the guild managers out there, have also been pretty much just consolidated into less skills. I mean, we can see it up here. It's a lot less skills to go through than currently. The Guild Benefits UI has been added. In the Guild Benefits UI, which is going to be shown up here, it consolidates a lot of buffs at once. So you can check the existing base war benefits, the effects of the currently applied guild skills, and the remaining time. It does seem to... Oh no, it's kind of like the Zephyros UI. So depending on the buffs that are active, those are the nodes that are currently lit up. So here you can see the life, the XP, and the combat being active. Should be, well, yeah, 1, 2, 3. So the drop rate and combat and the life one being active. I do wonder what the fourth one is, but we'll find that out. Then we have some small class changes. When using the Cool Madness skill, the description has been changed regarding the critical hit chance being corrected. All classes, there was an issue with the cheering motion occasionally activating when obtaining a rare item while using the Black Spirit 100 and 200% has been fixed. On gamepad mode for Seraph, there was an issue with the level skill enhancement or bomb skill would only be activated in the normal version when activated through the ring menu in the Sacred Oath or Absolute Sin state or Purgatum state. This has also been fixed. Safety features are being added that require you to enter a confirmation message to allow you to proceed more carefully before you leave or disband a guild. So that is a big change, so that can't accidentally happen. When using the Party Finder function, it has also been improved so that it is exposed to not only guild members, but also mercs. That is quite a change. The maximum number of proceedable guild missions has also been increased to 30, allowing you to complete them appropriately on the desired day of the week. This was the thing in Calpheon Ball where they mentioned of it growing up to 30. I'm not sure about the growth yet because I haven't been able to find that part, but we're going to have to see the details when the non-translated version comes out. The guild history menu has also been improved. So the description displayed when hovering over the mouse has been changed from guild history to guild records. The following items are now recorded on the left side. So we have the guild founding date, number of occupation battle victories, number of node war wins, blue battlefield wins, guild league wins, number of guild leader subjugations, and missions completed. However, except for the guild creation date, only information after this update will be recorded. So overall, this is a nice little overview. After leaving the guild, you can also now check the waiting time for rejoining by clicking the guild request to join button. It should now give you a timer telling you how long till your timer's up. The existing guild membership promotion or advertisement registration UI has also been improved. So overall, this is more for the background people working. So the guild member recruitment UI can only be viewed when authorized, but has now been changed so that all guild members can use it. To post a recruitment post, you must have the appropriate permission. You effectively just select which one is most fitting and then post your advertisement. The party finder and platoon finder, which was previously divided into party, platoon, and general, has been integrated into a single UI. In the existing guild party search, you could check by guild, and it has been expanded to also check by alliance, so alliances will be also included. When registering a recruitment post, the party leader must meet the level, attack power, and defense requirements to be able to register the post. There's also a new feature that has been added so it can be entered into world chat as well. They've also added the auto approval feature, so on automatic, sign up immediately upon application, and approval when applying for membership. A message can be sent to the party leader, and membership can be completed by approval, so kind of as it is right now, and otherwise it's automatic. It has been also improved so the number of the maximum number of people and distribution ratio within alliances can be changed without disbanding. That is quite a change. Then we also have the inland fishing profit improvements introduced at Calpheon Ball will be applied to Heidel and Calpheon to ensure that adventurers can enjoy fishing inland without any burden. They will make sequential improvements. So here we can see the treasure fish that have begun to appear more frequently in Heidel and Calpheon. So the Purakuru in Heidel has been increased by 6.2 times, and the probability of catching the crucian carp in Calpheon has been increased by 4.4, and the probability of catching squid has increased by 4 as well. I'm actually surprised about the squid. Then we have some significant monster zone changes. So we have the Mirmuok Dhekia Lantern rework. So after defeating the Mirmuok tree when returning to the initial monster summoning stage, the waiting time without monsters has been reduced to prevent disruption. Then we have a reduction of visibility obstruction. There's less debris to disappear immediately after killing a monster. The Dhekia's Lantern summon location fixed tag has been added to the Mirmuok hunting grounds, and they added effects to the charge attack of the corrupted old tree end. We have Gaifen Razia, also a few changes. The phrase, "it takes time for the void to stabilize again," has been removed, and the time until the next monster appears has been reduced as well. The appearance time of the second incomplete monster summoned in the fight that begins after the control of the void is impossible has been reduced as well, and the time the monsters remain in an abnormal state has been increased. The buff icon granted after passing the test has been moved to the top, and the message "you have passed the test, purified energy is granted to you" has been displayed. Then we have Star's End. So overall, Star's End had its rework. The Agris Fever consumption value and the number of loot obtained from some monsters has been changed. So from these monsters, the loot has been changed from 2 to 3. The Agris consumption has changed from 10 to 15. The probability of obtaining loot when defeating the boss, the big boss in Star's End, has also been changed. The Crystal of Gluttony has a 600% increase in the acquisition probability. The Deboreka Earrings, 600 as well. And the Immortal Oil up to 800% from the current value. Star's End Debris, the message that has also been improved to display when the Unholy Apostle appears. And an unnatural appearance when hitting the debris of an unstable star has also been improved. Small change for Black Shrine. They've changed the environmental factors of time and weather in the Black Shrine Bamboo Legion fight. So the Bamboo Leaf Commander, I believe this is the spear one, has just been changed to be more daytime with the lighting. Also, on the last Gladios, the Elezra fight has also been changed. So when you defeat the shadows of Elezra during the Battle of the Heart of Adamagia, so the second phase, the lights of the ancient device placed on the floor will light up sequentially, and the fire on the ancient device has been changed to remain permanently until the battle ends. So it might seem that we might need to, turn all of them on, but they will remain on. That is a nice change, to be honest. Quest and Knowledge. Olvia Academy is getting a few reworks and fixes. So first off, the battle lecture Solid Foundations has been changed, so you can now complete the quest by defeating the instructor without using the skills shown in the cutscene. Interacting with the mysterious trace during the battle lecture Veil Inc. quest has been improved, so you can now immediately travel from the History region to Olvia Academy. The conditions of completing the Olvia Academy quests have also been changed. So for the Fairy's Breath, it used to be 300, now it's 100. You needed to capture a tier 7 horse, now it's tier 7 or higher. You needed to kill 3 Hekaroos for the sailing, now it is 1. And then hunt 10 Feather Wolves, obtain 20 meats. Hunt 10 Farinas, obtain 20 meats. Has been changed to 10 Farinas or Farrakahs. The Olvia Academy terrain knowledge has also been improved, so you can obtain it by interacting with Justin Bartali or the Luck Fountain. Once you have this knowledge, you can use the Abyssal well. They've also added the ability to obtain Musgar village knowledge from the NPC Kareem. The horse will now automatically be summoned when completing the quest Battle Lecture Veil Inc. and the situation summary. And a review dialogue has been added that allows you to replay the combat and hunting lecture practice cutscenes through Cliff and the Wormhole Generator and the Professor Leo Laurie. With this, to support the class of adventurers who have entered Olvia Academy, the Material Manager Gilda has started selling seed items. The location of Gilda, who was stationed at Olvia Academy, has been moved to the left of the Administration Director, Emma Botali, in the center of the main building. Interaction with the Ferryman NPC at Olvia Academy has been fixed, so you cannot interact with her if your maritime reputation is below 0, so pirates are locked out. President, a question has been added to NPC Justin Bartali regarding the meaning of Olvium Frontia. A feature has also been added that allows you to rent a sturdy fence and practice musket from Gilda, which is being added here at the Olvia Academy for contribution points. Then the other really big update, the changes to the way mounts grow. So overall, it's quite a big overhaul. This will be very, very big. So we have the way that mounts grow has been changed. So it will be done through a stable or the mount information window. Currently, when experience is gained while moving a vehicle, the experience required for growth, it grows immediately. Now, the experience points gained when moving a vehicle or mount are accumulated, and adventurers can directly use the accumulated points to grow. It is very similar to the tag XP system, so it just has a pool and then you use it. There is a massive amount of notes for this, so buckle up. We have, effectively, this applies to all mounts that can grow, and experience points are accumulated for each mount and are not shared. As before, when a mount grows, its abilities, maximum health and such, will increase. The skills can be acquired with a certain probability still, so no change there. Horses attached to carriages can also be developed through the mount information window. When connecting multiple horses to a carriage and growing, the mount experience is shared in the same way as before. So only if you have 4 horses will the mount XP be ticking. When using the mount growth reset items, all abilities and acquired skills will reset just as before, but you can then just reuse level it back up as long as you have the XP. When using a level down ticket for a mount, the mount will be lowered by 1 level as before, and the increased abilities and acquired skills will be reset to their previous level. When using a premium appearance change ticket item, you will acquire skills with the same probability as before, or if you fail to acquire a skill, your experience will increase. When registering for sale at the market, all accumulated skill points will be reset. However, the level of the mount will remain the same as before, and the accumulated experience will be maintained when registering in the breeding market. When you return a horse rented through the rental market, all accumulated experience point will be reset. However, the level of the horse will also remain the same, so if the person who rents it levels it up, it will remain up. Injured mounts cannot grow, but can grow after recovering from the injuries. Mounts being transported through the stable can also not grow and can grow after the transport is complete. Mounts left in other villages cannot grow, and the growth is also not possible if the mount is too far away, or if you're too far away from the mount. And when a vehicle reaches, or horse reaches its maximum level, all accumulated experience points are reset and are not displayed separately. For example, when a horse reaches level 100, the accumulated experience points change from 100,000 to 0. There are some extra stuff. When a horse is inspected and it reaches maximum level, all accumulated experience will be reset. Until the regular inspection, the level and accumulated experience of mount registered in the horse market will be maintained, and the level and experience of the horses rented through the rented market will also be maintained. With this, though, we also have a change to the how training experience is acquired. So before, training experience points gained changed dependent on the mount's level. Pretty much, the bigger you filled the bar from the mount to the next level in percentage, it was a certain amount of XP. Now it will be a fixed training experience gain regardless of the mount's level. Also, the training XP that is being given when a mount has increased a level will also be increased by an average of 2.4. So here we have the training experience points gained when a horse grows from level 1 to 30. This figure is increased in the total amount. If your horse is tier 7 and below, training experience will be reduced a little bit compared to before. However, for tier 8s or higher, the experience gain has been increased. Mount skill change tickets, level reduction tickets can now be used directly in the mount information window as well, rather than in a stable. We also have the improved convenience of the Crocodolo's Nest. So the Crocodolo menu will open with right-clicking on the Crocodolo Sanctuary. The improvements have also been made so you can register Crocodolo's Sanctuary in the quick slot and use them there. That is a really nice change. Also, the order of the Star's End in the Marnie's Secret Room personal hunting ground has been sorted to be recommended by AP, and when clicking on the Star's End world map and hunting ground, you will now be guided to a safe location from monsters. System-wise, the effect opacity options has been improved to allow you to set your character's effects separately from other characters' effects. That is a very nice change. I might actually be making use of that. The effect opacity setting has also been adjusted to be divided into two categories, my characters and others. Accordingly, you can set effect controls in more details in the effects opacity. Additionally, please note that effects deemed important to content progression are not affected by these settings. So there was a few that got skipped, for example, the brightness of the grab, I believe. Then we have some fixes and changes. There was an issue with the Farid not obtaining the leader crystal and potential leader aura. Then there was an issue with damage from the corrupted Ultriant. Big attack was not applied properly, has been fixed. At Araxin, they fixed an issue where Tuntaros monsters appeared in Yolunakia solo adventure and not being moved to the start. An issue where the maintenance notice for integration or central market changes on the official website was not displayed in certain circumstances has been fixed. Then there was an issue for Millennium herds disappearing in certain locations from the southern mountains. They fixed an issue where journal entries would occasionally not appear or update. Fixed some issue where invitation would appear to be sent even if the guild leader was on a different server when creating an alliance. So it looked like it. Then there was an issue with the worker list not being displayed when selecting a production base after selecting a town on the world map. The issue where the distance at which character names are displayed was reduced. So, this has been fixed. Also an issue where some background terrain in Olvia Academy could be walked through. Then there was an issue where 90 Academy coins were not included as a reward on the Pirate Sweep Operation quest. During the battle lecture mock battle, there was an issue with the size of the nine-tailed fox. Also, the mock battle Gyfin Razia Underground, there was an issue where some monster directions appeared awkward. The issue where monsters would not return when they left the area during the quest battle lecture Solid Foundations has also been fixed. Then an effect has been added that allows you to see NPCs that are transparently exposed during the quest to Histria and Invisible Traces and Veil Inc., Gyfin Razia Temple. There was also an issue with movements for the pirates were displayed abnormally during cutscenes. Then also taking out a weapon and taking on the Plum Blossom action when playing the cutscene during the battle lecture or combat class. The guidance scope for the combat class Invisible Traces has also been expanded. The pirates that appear during quest cutscenes and has also been changed to no longer count towards the weekly quest. Finishing processing with gems during the quest, the information regarding obtaining gems has been changed to be displayed when clicking on the dialog box. Overall, a lot of Academy stuff. More stuff for the life lecture, some directions that led to the professor during the quest required movement. Some issues with the weekly visit, incorrectly returned the book to Grana quest could not be completed. Some unnatural dialogue from the Academy weekly quest has been fixed. Description for the Justin Bartali's warranty has been corrected. Question lines from a few professors have been modified to not be displayed during the quest. Some issues with the color of the text displayed and the wild horse captured during the training class has been changed. Some more typos have been corrected. An issue where cats placed within Olvia Academy would appear in an abnormal state when colliding with them has been fixed. A phenomenon of morning lights emblem overlapping when using the Abyssal Well at Olvia Academy has been fixed. An issue where the client would close when clicking Olvia Academy curriculum button as a seasonal character has also been fixed. The description of the item Crowcoin Bundle 1500 have been corrected to accurately reflect where they are obtained. And if you have already purchased Olvia Academy Pass, the purchase guide text will no longer be displayed after you receive all the Pass's general and additional rewards. And they fixed an issue where closing the window while the description for the Pass quest would appear causes it to disappear as well. And during the Guild League, the dual function has been changed to no longer be available. And then we have 3 pad mode fixes, where the cutscene effect was not visible when moving through the Abyssal Well. An issue where the cursor would not move in the Dream Incense UI. I think that's the... when attempting to dream. That one's a bit weird. But there was also an issue with the key guide would appear abnormally when there was no loot report record. Going into the TLDR, I mean, lots of Olvia Academy fixes. It was to be expected. It's always like that. The splitting of the opacity, that is actually really nice. Definitely allows you to adjust that a bit. The Training XP, I think, might be really nice. The fact that you can then just keep the amount of horses on the wagon, or even just grab some horses, ride back, which will already go into the XP pool. And then otherwise you can just keep 4 horses that you just train on a different location. That is really, really nice. Overall, it does make the horse wagon maybe not as important anymore, considering that the horse wagon used to split the XP 4 ways. Now you can get the same amount of XP just riding your horse, or riding a single horse and getting it that way. Could be a valid point, but then again, the wagon does allow you to train longer, excluding the carrot use. Background NPC changes, I mean, that's all well and good. Quest adjustments, also nice. The weather in Black Shrine, I didn't even notice. The last Gladios change could be really nice, making the fight a lot easier and just more chill. Star's End changes are good. Gyfin Razi and Mirmuok side fixes are always great. Can't really complain. The processing... Oh, did we actually miss this part? I think we actually missed this part. Apparently, Shining Fancy and Resplendent, or Splendid and Resplendent Alchemy Stones could be ground and destroyed. Apparently, some people did that as an accident. The processing recipe has pretty much been removed. I do hope nobody got caught by that. I think I actually missed that part. I might have scrolled past it. The inland fishing profit being improved is really nice. Hopefully it's enough. Otherwise, the party UI, really great. Makes it easier to find people. Otherwise, the guild changes across the board are looking really solid. Especially the pledge removals. The guild skills, it does look to be that you can no longer bank them. That will be a bit of a letdown. However, I couldn't find it anywhere. It just says, and the remaining time. But I do think, I mean, they did kind of mention during Calpheon Ball, this will make it not able to be banked. But then again, now you get at least 3 hours, so it's a bit more of a substantial thing. It does not seem to have a cooldown change, however, so only during the events I think this will be pretty big. Otherwise, the guild recipes, like I said, I feel a bit bad for the people that tapped it up, us included. I mean, we spent a lot of stacks to get our plus 10 Guild Galley gear. It feels a bit of a hit. I am surprised. Like, I'm hoping the money is worthwhile. I really hope that there's a big chunk of money coming, even though you can't directly sell it to the person that invested. But hey, at least it's something. Overall, this should make the barrier of entry for Blue Battlefield and other content like that a lot lower. Otherwise, all the recipe changes. I am curious where the knowledge is going to go to, but most of the time PA does not really think about that until it's already gone. But we will see with that. And with that, I wish you the best of luck, and let's continue.